1,400-mile bike ride that marks the end of the Vietnam War.
The route starts in northern Vietnam in the capital of Hanoi January 1st and 16 days later finishes in Ho Chi Minh City, formerly known as Saigon.
And one of the guiding forces behind this endeavor joins us. His name is Kiernan. Nice to have you.
Great to be here.
Vice President of World Team Sports. Now, you have about 100 people going on this.
We do. We're going to take 25 disabled Vietnam vets from the United States and about 20 Viet Cong vets who are also disabled and create a single unified team, and that group will ride the 1,600 miles.
Quite an endeavor. Why are you doing it?
You know, it's interesting. This is a tricky war to appropriately memorialize. It was a very complex endeavor, both over there in Vietnam and, of course, here on our own shore. It's not really a marching band. Fireworks don't seem appropriate. Judging by the response, this seems to be the right kind of way to appropriately memorialize that conflict.
Vietnam has to be one of the most controversial wars this country has ever fought. Have the participants, were they willing at first, or were they not? I mean, people just kind of want to forget about Vietnam.
In that respect, it's been kind of astonishing. I think there is a wound that needs to be healed, not just on our side, but the Vietnamese. We had a fascinating experience. 4 of us flew to Hanoi to negotiate with the Communist Party, which is always interesting.
Right, exactly.
And they were unbelievably anxious to try and heal. The average age of the country is 25 years old. So
really?
Most of the people were born post the war, and they want to kind of get on with life.
This isn't your first ride. You've done quite a few others. Tell us about them.
Yes, World Team Sports basically believes in creating challenge events where disabled and able-bodied work together. And our last one was great fun. It was 6 disabled riders rode their bikes around the world, 13,500 miles, 270 days. And
it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Taking a look at some of these vets now, just an incredible endeavor. Now, this particular ride is going to be 1,400 miles, correct?
It will be.
And you're going to be covering 100 miles a day?
That's the plan, yes.
These guys have to be in some kind of incredible shape.
I have to tell you, I was with a couple of the disabled athletes who are training right now. One of them shook my hand. He almost broke it. They're in extremely good shape, and I, on the other hand, am not. So
well, and you're going to be making the ride as well.
I'm definitely making the ride, so I've got 2 weeks to get rid of my holiday handles.
I hope you've been exercising away.
Not nearly enough, but as we get closer, I'll definitely put my mind to it.
Yeah, because I'm just trying to think, to drive 100 miles.
Exactly, that's tiring enough.
I'm exhausted. My foot is exhausted.
It's basically like riding from our studio to Miami over 2 weeks.
Unbelievable. Now, you also took a tour around the world, is that correct?
I rode about 2,000 miles on the Round the World tour, and I took 2 weeks off from work and did the Siberia and the Gobi Desert, which through Mongolia.
All right, so you're in shape. Let's, you know, we're not talking, when we say we're out of shape, we're out of shape.
Now, this is so amazing. I guess you've seen the world by bike.
I have to tell you that it's a great perspective, and what is also amazing is the reaction of people around the world. When you have a group, you've seen the tape of disabled and able-bodied riding together. We've gone into countries where people, literally hundreds of thousands of people, would line the streets. When we came into Paris, people were joining us because the French love to bike ride. And the ride behind, we had 6 disabled athletes, was 4 miles long of people who had joined in. And watching that as we kind of came to the Arc de Triomphe, very moving. This is a very powerful image.
I would like to get back to the vets. These vets have been disabled in the Vietnam War.
They have.
Now they're going to go back to a country in which it all took place. Are they worried? I mean, what are they looking to get out of it?
You know, you've hit on a key point, and it concerns us. And the Hospital for Special Surgery has graciously agreed to be the medical support effort in the. And we've also brought, we're bringing some psychiatrists along because we expect, particularly because we're trying to put together teams of people who essentially disabled one another 25 years ago. Putting them together will be an interesting mix, and we obviously are very anxious to prevent anything from happening, and frankly to help people. This is a reentry. Most of these vets have not been back to Vietnam since the war.
Really?
And they're going to find it a very changed place.
I'm sure. And I'm sure they're very changed people as well.
Many of them are extremely anxious, and I can tell you we've had thousands of letters from vets who are anxious to learn all about it and to use this to kind of heal their own wounds. This is a This is a very complex situation for many of these vets. And,
Have they met yet, the 25?
we have not. The Vietnamese have all gotten together. In fact, we were over in Hanoi to see them, and they've all gotten together. And we just sent some hand cycles over. Cannondale Bikes donated some hand cycles, so they're trying to figure out how to use them.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
In the U.S., no, the first time we'll all be together is December 27th. We're leaving as a team from Los Angeles Airport, so we're going to gather there. And I've met a number of them, but it'll be the first time all of the U.S. participants.
Would you please let us know how it goes?
I
Yeah.
sure will.
Because this sounds incredible. I'd like to see what the reactions
Peter,
are.
we wish you the best.
Mary Scott, thank you very much.
Thank
Great to be
you.
with you this morning.
And we should tell our viewers, if you would like to donate to a worthy cause, here's a perfect one for you. You can send your donations to World Team Sports, 2108 South Boulevard, Suite 101, Charlotte, North Carolina, 2823.
Or you can give a call, 704-370-6070.